Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is going to be your Let's Get Ready for the week ahead, March 11th through March 15th. So, kind of a mixed day, mixed bag on Friday that passed. The Dow was down 23 points, the Nasdaq was down 13, and the S&P 500 was down about 6 points on the day. We had Facebook up, Google down, Amazon was down, Microsoft was up. We had some of the flight to safety stocks, dividend stocks getting a little buying, AT&T and Verizon. The banks got a little bit of buying on Friday. They ended up in the green on Friday. The oils continued down. ExxonMobil, CVX. ExxonMobil was down over 1% on the day. Pfizer and Merck were down. So kind of a mixed bag on Friday. Like I said, the markets were down a tad on Friday. If we go ahead and look at this intraday chart of the SPY, this is a 5-minute chart, extended market hours chart. You can see how we came up to about that 282 area, 281.87, and kind of pulled back from it. And then we were down for the entire week. This is Monday the 4th until Friday. Friday, they did try to bounce us and hold us at this 272.50 area, but now we are down below most of the fast moving averages. I'll show you that on a daily in a moment. The week prior, we had pushed up to about this 281.50 area, and then kind of just chopped around the week prior. And then this week was a down move for the market. So after this V bottom back in December, we've climbed a nice percentage move on the SPY, kind of now rolling over an area where everybody was watching for pullback. So we are now down to the bottom Bollinger Band on this pullback. As you can see on the SPY, we're below the fast moving averages, but we are down near the bottom Bollinger Band. We do have a rising 50 SMA. We're below the 200 SMA now on the SPY. 200 SMA currently on the SPY is about that 275 spot for the 200 SMA, flat 200 SMA. So let's see what the bulls, if they can recover and get us back over the 200 SMA next week. Like I said, we have a rising 50 SMA on the daily chart. 270, 270 is an area that's going to be closely watched next week. If we move down, we may get a test of the 50 SMA. 50 SMA currently on the SPY is 266.98, so we'll call it 267 for the SPY. So Friday we had the jobs report come out. The numbers came in a little bit light. Might have been due to the government shutdowns ago. We had 20K versus 180K. Wages moved up a bit. So we're going to have to see what the next jobs report is going to be. I read a report that Home Depot is looking to hire 80,000 associates for the summer months coming up. Jobs. So we also have Jerome Powell coming up on 60 Minutes this weekend. He'll be interviewed on 60 Minutes Southern Time. Trade talks continue between the U.S. And China. The markets were up for about 10 weeks in a row, as you can see here. If we go to the weekly chart for this year. So as you can see, we had bounced back in December, January off this 200 SMA on the weekly chart. We've came up to about that 280, a little bit above it, and now we're pulling back slightly. We are still above the 10-week moving average here, the light blue line you see here. So a lot of technicians will be watching if they're going to push us down below this 270 spot. 10-week moving average currently is at 269.55. So like I said, a lot of eyes are going to be on this 270 area on the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sector watch here. So the VIX was up about 18% for the week. Not something you want to see if you're a bull. I'll show you the VIX in a actually I'll show you the VIX right now. So the VIX currently we got up to about 18. We came up to the 50 SMA on the VIX and we pulled back from that. So nothing really, still complacency in the market. No big fear out here right now. If we look at it on the weekly, you can see we're not even didn't even get up to this 20 spot on the VIX. As far as Nougat for the week was up 8%. That's the gold miners. The junior gold miners were up about 7% for the week. The GDX was up 3%, and the GDXJ, the junior gold miners, were up almost 3% on the week. To the downside, we had the Dow down, the OIH, the oil services sector, down almost 8% on the week. TAN, the solar sector, was down about 7.5%. The IBB was down about 6% for the week. The regional banks were down 5% for the week. The IWC was down a little over 4%. IWM, the small cap Russell 2000 ETF, that was also down about 4% for the week. MJ, the marijuana ETF, was down about a little over 3.5% for the week. Hack, the cybersecurities, were down a little under 4% for the week. So let's look at the Russell 2000, the IWM. As you can see, we stayed below the 200 SMA, never stayed above and held above the 200 SMA. We've pulled back now about 4 days in a row, a little bit of a bounce in it around this 150 and the lower Bollinger Band. We do have a rising 50 SMA for this. We have a flat 200 SMA. So let's see if the bulls can recover and get us back over the 5 EMA and the 10 SMA here. If we look at it on the weekly chart, the IWM, we've pulled back. We're still above the 10 SMA. 10 SMA on the weekly is about 149.88. So that's about 150 for the IWM. So a lot of eyes will be on that 150 spot for the IWM. The IWC, pretty similar, same thing. We did touch the 10 SMA and bounce a bit, $92 for the micro caps. We got a bounce here on the weekly, so that's your IWM. On this, we never even came up over the 200 SMA for the micro caps. We pulled us back. We do have a rising 50 SMA. They're trying to hold us on this white moving average here. The 100 SMA, the low on Friday was 91.97, so about that $92 spot for the IWC, the micro cap index. For your weekly sector performance in the SPY, the only things that were green were the REITs, real estate sector was up a tad, and we had the XLU utilities were up a tad. Everything else to the downside as far as the sector performance for the week. So let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors. We had the XOP, the oil exploration sector, down almost 8% for the week. The XLE in the energy space, that was down for the week, almost 4%. We also had the XME for the week. That was down 6.96% for the week. The XBI, the biotech ETF, was down almost 6% for the week. And we had the defense and aerospace sector was down about 4.5% on the week. Like I said, to the upside, we had utilities up fractionally. We also had the real estate sector up fractionally for the week. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors. We'll take a look at the banking sector, XLF. We came down to a rising 50 SMA, holding above this $25 area on the XLF. They couldn't get above and hold above the 200 SMA, this $27 area. So eyes will be on if they can hold 25 and hold the 50 SMA here on the XLF, which is around 25.50. And the 200 SMA currently on the XLF is about $27 for the XLF. The IBB itself did pull back to the 50 SMA. Some buyers did step up here on the IBB right around that 50 SMA, but we are still below the fast moving averages, the 5 and the 10 SMA. As far as the XLE, we did pull back to about the 50 SMA, trying to bounce it and this lower Bollinger Band on the XLE. IYT, the transports, after being down, I think it's 8 or 9 weeks in a row here. We're trying to hold this 180 spot. We are trying to bounce around this rising 50 SMA. So we did get some buyers stepping up here on expanding volume for the IYT. We'll go ahead and look at the semiconductor space. The SMH bouncing off the lower Bollinger Band around that $100 spot on the SMH. So we'll see if that's going to be a floor for the next few days and see if we get another continuation move if we get another continuation move back up. We're still below the 5, the 10, and those fast moving averages and the 20 SMA currently on the SMH. So right now with the markets, here's the cues. We're calling this a V bottom with a little bit of a pullback right now until proven otherwise. Yes, we are below some key moving averages here, but do have this rising 50 SMA, so that's a positive for the bulls. So right now, the best I could call here is a V bottom with a slight pullback currently in that march up from January on the QQQ and the rest of the markets. So the Fear and Greed Index from CNN Business, this was up to about 72. We've pulled back a little bit on this. Some of the steam coming out of the market. We're now at 55. This courtesy of CNN Business. Some of your economic information coming out for the week ahead, March 11th through the 15th, courtesy of the news service, The Trade Exchange. This is a calendar that they put out each and every week. So pretty straightforward. On Tuesday, we get the CPI numbers coming out. We get PPI, 2 inflation gauges there coming out. Wednesday is the PPI. We also get new home sales coming out at 10 o'clock on Thursday. Friday, we get consumer sentiment. We get the JOLTS number. We get the Baker Hughes rig count coming out for the week ahead. If you notice, I put this out on my Twitter feed. You can get a drop down menu. You can see the earnings coming out for each and every day, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. A real nifty calendar here that's out on my Twitter feed, ZoZoStockWatch. We still have some earnings coming out, courtesy of the Earnings Whisper. You have Stitch Fix coming out after the close on Monday. Copa, which is a software application stock, COUP symbol there. Tuesday before the bell, we get Momo, MOMO. DKS will be reporting before the bell on Tuesday. After the bell on Tuesday, Cara, Switch will be reporting. So really no big moving companies reporting, but some smaller ones. Cloudera will be reporting Wednesday after the close. Dollar General before the open, symbol DG here. Turtle Beach in the gaming sector, HEAR, will be reporting after the close on Thursday. Adobe, a bigger name, Broadcom, AVGO, will be reporting. Ulta, ULTA, reporting after the bell on Thursday. So Thursday we get some significant companies. Oracle also reporting Thursday after the bell. This courtesy of Earnings Whisper. Let's go ahead and take a look at tradingview.com. Bitcoin currently this weekend still below the 4,000 area. A lot of pops and drops. Currently, this is the daily chart you're looking at. So not too much action going on in Bitcoin over this weekend. I will go ahead and look at some of our winners for the week that passed. We have a JMU, China company, up over 134% for the week. JMU. ANF reported earnings this week. This stock was up 14%. ACB over in the cannabis space up 5.5% for the week on ACB. CTRP, they reported earnings. Stock moved up 19% for the week. AWSM was a strong one this week, up 29% for the week. AG in the gold space was up almost 7% on the week. GOLD Barrick Gold was up 5% for the week. Yext reported earnings this week. That stock up over 16.5% for the week on YEXT. Big Lots reported earnings on Friday. We were up 15% on that name. AQB, small little biotech, moving up strongly this week, up 116% on this name. Most of it on Friday. Big move there. ARQL came out with phase 1 data this week. This stock moved up 43% for the week. XBIT was climbing this week, up 15%. BPTH, they came out with phase 2 news. The stock jumped, was actually up higher, up to $70, has pulled back since then, but closed the week up 172% on BPTH. A lot of intraday trading on that one. Big move in that name on BPTH. RARX was up this week, up 33% for the week. ASND, positive data in their phase 3 for ASND. This stock up 74%. ATEC, this stock jumped 54% for the week. NITE was acquired by Biogen, and this stock jumping 68% for the week. BIB, the acquirer, was down 8% for the week. ATIS was up this week, up 31% for the week. AGRX, another small name, was up 23% for the week. PULM climbing this week, up 64% for the week. SEEL climbing this week. We actually traded this one in the service, up 112% for the week. GTXI, they did a reverse merger, and this stock climbed 36% for the week. SSLJ had a good week, up 22%. TENX climbing this week, up 53% for the week. TROV jumping this week, up 41% for the week on Trove. TNXP pushing higher, up 40% for the week. There was some action in the shippers this week. GLBS was up 37% for the week. DCIX climbing 10% for the week on DCIX. That stock, let me open this up wider. So this stock, under a $1 name, but getting some buying, up 10% for the week. DCIX. PXS, also another shipper, was up 17% for the week. In some of the small oils, I saw ZN moving up this week, up 18% for the week, and PED climbing, a small oil, up 29% for the week. Some stocks, some of your worst stocks for the week, stocks that did not fare so well. We had AMAG down this week. Their phase 3 did not meet primary endpoints on AMAG. Stock dropped 24% for the week. NEO came out with earnings. The China Tesla, this stock dropped 30% for the week. CIEN, they came out with earnings. CIEN, they came out with earnings. The stock dropped 9% for the week. The steel stocks were all down. U.S. Steel down 14%. AKS dropping 14%. ATI also falling 11%. STLD, another steel stock, rolled steel, down 8.5% for the week. Alcoa did not fare too well this week, down 10% for the week. GNC came out with earnings. The stock dropped 21%. Navistar came out with earnings this week, down 14% on that name. LOCO announced earnings. The stock dropped 18% for the week. DVN, an oil name, dropping 11% on the week. YRCW over in the transport space, down 16% on the week. Fizz, Injustice there after their earnings came out. This stock dropping 14%. CEO used the word injustice. This stock dropping 14% for Fizz. KR, Kroger's dropping 13% after they released earnings. TDOC not faring too well this week, down 13%. Kroger's came out with earnings this week, down 13% on that name. NOV dropping 10% on the week. GPS, even though they're going to split themselves off, this stock dropped 12% for the week. Habit came out with earnings. Habit Restaurants, a burger joint, down 12% for the week. TLRY over in the cannabis space, down 12% for the week. WTW continues to make a slide down another 11%. This week. Schlumberger over in the oil services sector, down 9% for the week. CVS down another 9% this week. WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance, also following that stock, down 10% for the week. So CVS and Walgreens Boots Alliance, both taking a hit this week. EVOK, multidisciplinary review from the FDA on EVOK, down 58% for the week. SRPT did an offering. This stock dropping 11% for the week. PCRX, they're making an acquisition of Myoscience Incorporated. So PCRX dropping 14% this week. VRTX, phase 3 data came out. Not what they were looking for. The stock dropped 8% for the week on that name. And that's some of your worst stocks for the week. So right now for the markets, I'm calling this a V bottom with a pullback at the moment. If we start breaking the 10 SMA and the 25,000 area on the Dow and some of those other key areas I showed you on the other markets and indices and indexes, then I'll change my view. But right now it's a V bottom with a pullback, which could, speed up and reverse back down. We'll have to see what the rest of this week coming up brings to that. Right now, I would say swing traders cannot be too aggressive right now. Intraday trading has been very good. A lot of the small biotechs and small oil stocks and shippers have been popping and giving really nice intraday trades. Swing trades, though, right now, very cautious, holding back. Cash is a position right now in swing trading. So that's kind of what we're doing over in the service. We're mostly day trading right now, looking for key stocks to swing trade, but not finding much right now. But pullbacks are coming up, and I'll be showing those in the stocks to watch video, which will be up next. So I'll have some ideas that you can look at in the stocks to watch video. All right, this is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch. Ahead than you were before, so let's get ready for the week ahead and see what comes our way. This is Mike at ZoZoStockWatch.com.